How's it going, everybody? It's Nick or Motion back with another video. Today's video, we are here, and as you guys know, right now the Toronto Blue Jays are rolling. They have won 7 in a row and currently sit 3 games above the Yankees for first place in the AL East. Now, with that being said, that means the Blue Jays are going to be going into this trade deadline as buyers, and they're going to be buying players to improve their roster to win the World Series. So in today's video, I'm going to give my opinion on top 5 trades the Blue Jays should make. Big disclaimer, I'm not saying the Blue Jays are going to make these trades. I'm saying these are the trades I see them that they could make, and that what I would think it would do to get what they would have to give up to get these players. I'm not an insider. I think this is just my opinion. So if anybody wants to hate on it, they can, but just know that this is just my opinion and the players I can see the Blue Jays getting. So I'm going to go from top 5 trades. So 5, they're going to go from the trade that I least think it's good that they should do to the trade I most think they should do. So at number 5, it's going to be the Blue Jays and the White Sox. And the Blue Jays are going to be acquiring Luis Robert Jr. and Adrian Houser. Luis Robert Jr. is having a really down year, so his value's low. So I don't know if the White Sox will trade him, but I think if he's playing on a contender, he might be able to unlock some power and such, and he'd be a good right-handed bat to put it to that lineup. And the Blue Jays need another starting pitcher, and Adrian Houser has been really, really good for them this year. So he's a 1.6 ERA. So I think that's a pitcher they could acquire. Now, what they would have to give up, I think they would have to give up their number 28th prospect, Peyton Williams, and their number 7th prospect, Landon Moroudis. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So number 7 prospect. I think if the Red Sox would give up Robert Jr., it's gonna have to be on a prospect that is kind of not super high, but is kind of number 7. I think that's a good fair. And then Peyton Williams obviously would be a good second in that trade. So there's that one. I think that's number 5. I don't think they're gonna do that trade, but I think it's it's something that they could consider if they don't have any other options. Number 4 is going to be the Blue Jays get Sandy Alcantara. Now, I think this trade would cost them too much, so that's why I think that this is number 4, but I think if they could acquire him, it'd be great. They would have to give up number 13 prospect Brandon Barea, number 10 prospect Fernando Perez, and Alan Rodin. I think that's what they would have to give up to get Sandy Alcantara. I think they may have to give up a higher prospect, but I think 2 mid-level prospects and then an MLB, almost borderline MLB ready hitter would be a good trade for that. Not much to say about that. Sandy's had a rough year, but he's battling back and he's been having a good stretch recently. Number 3 in my list is Jacob deGrom from the Rangers. That's who the Blue Jays would be acquiring. Now, this is going to cost them a lot. I think they'd have to give up number 5 prospect Drake Bloss, number 16 prospect Emmanuel Bonilla, and Jonathan Clase. I think that's who they'd have to give up, a number 5 top 5 prospect, and they'd have to give up a number 16 and Jonathan Clase, who's again another borderline MLB ready fielder. I think the Rangers are rebuilding. I think they need. They'd obviously want somebody who they could look at as their Jake Bloss replacement for the future, Jacob deGrom replacement for the future, and I think that's who Jake Bloss is. Jake Bloss just needs some more work, but I think with some time in the majors, he could get there. Number 2 trade I think the Blue Jays should do, and this is a big one. I think this would get these next 2 trades, number 2, number 1, are what I think the Blue Jays need to do to become a World Series team. So, number 2 trade, Blue Jays acquire Emmanuel Clase and Carlos Santana from the Guardians. Emmanuel Clase, obviously great reliever. And Carlos Santana, just for the fact that he's a Blue Jays killer. I'm not saying he should be on the team, but he just don't want him on another team for the playoffs. They'd have to give up number 5 prospect Jake Bloss, number 6 prospect Josh Kasevich, and Will Wagner. I think that you have to give up 2 number 6 and a number 5 and Will Wagner, 3 guys who could be stars one day, and I think that gets the deal done. Emmanuel Clase would be insane to add to this bullpen, so for that reason, I would require him. And this number 1 trade, now a lot of teams are going to be after this guy because he's been playing so well this year. Eugenio Suarez and Morel Kelly, the Blue Jays would acquire from the Diamondbacks in exchange for number 3 prospect Aurelvis Martinez, number 4 prospect Ricky Tiedemann, and number 23 prospect Yohendrick Paningo. I think that the Blue Jays are going to have to give up a lot to get Suarez because the asking price is going to be high because a lot of teams are going to be after him. So having to give up 2 top 5 prospects, a number 3 and a number 4, unfortunately, is what I think would need to be get it done. Ricky Tiedemann, he's been, the experience hasn't worked out so well. He was expected to be MLB ready by now, and he just hasn't panned out. So unfortunately, I don't think that they would be able to give up any less to get him because I know the Yankees are going to be after him. There's going to be other playoff teams that are going to need him. But I think it'd be an insane right-handed bat to add into this lineup. And then obviously Maura Kelly would solve their starting pitching problem. I think they could get him. They may have to throw in somebody else. I don't know. Like they could throw in another like top 20 prospect or something. I'm not too sure. But I think they would at least have to give up Aravelis and Ricky Tiedemann to get that deal done. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this video. They've just been killing it so far, and honestly, I don't see them slowing down. They just need to add at the deadline to make sure that they can get to the World Series. They got to go all in this year. There's no reason why they shouldn't. So let's hope they do. As Jays fans, they play in about 7 minutes. I'm recording this Sunday, July 6th. So they play about 7 minutes. I'm going to be watching that game. I might start doing live reactions to the game just for videos. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been Motion. I'm out. Peace.